Welcome back, listener. It is Andy of the Inebri-art podcast, as always. And I'm actually recording live in the office, which I feel like I don't do nearly as much. I think the last one was Sarah Martin was here. But I am joined today by a children's authors. I'm going to say authors, who I met in December, it was December, at one of our pop-up markets, and they're like, hey, we have this book coming out, and it's called My Wife is a Hippopotamus, and I'm like, I super want you guys on the podcast, because that's such a great title. So we're here with Dean and Matilda Leocadio? Leocadio. I told you I was going to screw it up. Yeah. That was pretty close. Welcome to the show, guys. Welcome to the office.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. So this is not autobiographical.
No.
Definitely not.
Although my wife is my hippopotamus.
Okay. I feel like you should explain that. Otherwise, we're going to get some angry emails.
But you have to read the book to understand that's a statement of love.
Yes, it comes from love.
Yeah, so it's not like a body shaming. Because I was talking to someone the other day, and I'm like, oh, I got this guy coming in. He wrote this book. My wife's a hippopotamus. He's like, wow, is he divorced? And I'm like, no.
The proof for me was not too long ago. We were donating a copy to a local library, and the lady asked Maddie, "Are you the hippopotamus?" And she said, "Yes, I am."
That's awesome. So what brought this about? This is your first book, right?
Yes. Actually, this is a book that I wrote nearly 19 years ago. Believe it or not.
Wow.
We were living in a small apartment, and Maddie was working nights as a nurse, and so that left me to tend to the children.
Mm-hmm.
We have three. So I put the older two to bed because they were of age where you could just say
bedtime.
Okay, time for bed. But the youngest was an infant, and oh man, I spent so long with that baby that night trying to get it to bed. I read every single book we owned. Finally, she got sleepy. I put her down, and then I came back out to the living room and was gathering up all the books, and I just said, these books suck.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are the kids learning from these books? There's no point. There's no message.
Mm-hmm.
It's just something to occupy their interest for the short term, which I guess is their purpose. But I said like you mentioned, and I said I bet I could do this.
Yep. Famous last words.
Yes. So I sat down with my laptop and I wrote this book then and there in one sitting.
Yeah.
I've been trying to. It's been so long ago. I've been trying to remember how I got the idea. I can't tell you.
Yeah.
It's been so long, and then it just it just sat on the shelf, so to say. At that time, the publishing process was very, very different.
Mm-hmm.
There's a book that they advise you to get. It's a reference book of all the children's book publishers. And
so they can just start emailing them and being like, "Hey, I have written a book."
It's so laborious, and plus, not only that, you had to send in your manuscript.
Right.
Well, God only knows where that's going and in whose hands it will end up. So I have trust issues, so I never felt comfortable with that. And at that time, that many years ago, my plan was to also illustrate it myself, which most of the publishing houses didn't want anything to do with that. They have their own illustrators on staff, etc. So I looked at it like I'm going to send my manuscript, my baby, in to you people, and then you will decide how it's illustrated, and you will edit it, etc. So it was pretty easy for me to leave it on the back shelf.
Yeah, I had a friend Durson that had an internship out in Hollywood, and I'm sure it's not dissimilar for like publishing, but when they send in stuff, he's like, I just sat in a room with other interns and read movie scripts. And then would be like, I think you should make this. I think you shouldn't make this. And like, if enough interns would kind of like suggest that they should make it, then they'll take the time to read it. Not like and I'm like, were they good? He's like, oh, they were terrible. He's like, there were two that I recommended. He's like, one was really good, and he's like, every time he's like, I went through so many, I only recommended two, that anytime I recommended one, they brought me in and be like, well, why? Why did you choose this? And he's like, one was just like, it just seems like the kind of thing Hollywood would make that you guys would make money off of. Like, he's like, I didn't even like it.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm sure it's probably, you know, some dude who's making next to nothing or nothing.
Right. I just had visions of my book in the bottom of some pile on somebody's desk.
Mm-hmm.
So the publishing process being what it was, plus our lives were pretty hectic.
With three kids? Get out of here. No way.
I worked full-time nights as a nurse. Dean was in medical school.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So, and then residency. And
Yeah.
Are you a doctor?
I was until my accident.
Oh.
he had a pretty bad accident.
Oh, jeez.
September of 23.
Oh, no kidding. Oh, I apologize. I don't remember if we had this conversation before. I talked to a lot of people, so it all kind of goes out the window.
Yeah, well,
But
lucky he's alive. It was pretty rough.
So is that part of what kind of pushed you to be like, okay, now's the time to...
No. We started the process of publishing 3 years ago, maybe.
Yes.
someone I worked with, my friend Michaela, clued us in to her cousin,
Mm-hmm.
who is a stand-up comic, and she said, "Oh, my cousin just published a book, a children's book." So I started asking questions. I met him.
Yeah.
He was wonderful.
Local stand up?
Yeah. Yes.
What's his name?
His name is Ace Aceto. He goes by Ace.
That sounds really familiar.
It's hilarious.
Yeah. So then he put me in touch with the people who helped him. So fast forward 20 years. So now there's basically three options for publishing. One is the traditional.
Mm-hmm.
You send it in to the black box.
Yep.
And hope for the best. Two is you do everything yourself through Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
Or three, it's called the hybrid model, and you basically contract with someone, and they do all the legwork and all the busy work.
Mm-hmm.
through Amazon, but at the end, I'm still my book. I had total control over every single detail. The copyright is to me, and so forth. So that's what I did.
That's awesome. So, give us a synopsis. What's it? Why is it important the wife's a hippopotamus? Because it looks like the husband's an alligator.
Correct. Well, the book follows a little boy named Toby, and I named him after our son. Our son's name is Toby, and he is on vacation somewhere on the African continent.
Okay.
And he goes for a hike in the jungle, and
as little kids do.
Wander off. I watched the Brady Bunch. I know.
Exactly. With a wave goodbye to his mom.
Yeah.
As it says in the book, and then he meets Neville, the crocodile, and Neville reassures him that he's friendly and so forth, and let's go for a walk. I'll show you all the animals in my life, and later you can even meet my wife. So they continue and walk, and then each animal they encounter, like zebras, lions, giraffes, monkeys, etc. Toby asks him, "Is this your wife?"
Mm-hmm.
And he responds with oh no, Toby, let's say zebras, for example. Zebras have flat teeth to grind and chew their food. My wife has long, pointy white teeth, just like me. And for example, then they encounter a snake, and Toby says, is this your wife? And he says, oh no, Toby, snakes have no legs, and they need to slither on the ground. My wife has short, strong legs, just like me. So then they encounter a lady crocodile, and Toby assumes it's his wife, and he runs through the list of all the
his short legs, the pointy teeth.
Right.
Yeah.
Surely this must be your wife. And Neville just laughs and says no, this is actually my sister.
Yeah.
And so then Toby is visibly upset. He's frustrated. Right. Thank you. Frustrated, and he's sure that he's never gonna meet Neville's wife. And then they come upon Neville's home. And there's Lulu, the hippopotamus, sunning herself, and he says, this is my wife, and he Toby has a hard time. So then Neville just goes through the list. We both have pointy white teeth. We both have dark colored hides. We both have short, strong legs, etc., etc. We both love the water, and we both love to play. We're different yet the same.
Yeah.
And we like it this way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're happy that this.
I mean, like, what a great. Like, I saw where it was going, but like, what a great message, Like, I get what you're saying about, like, how a lot of I had kids. I read them crap, and some of it's mindless, some of it's good, but yeah, I think that's a very cool, very poignant message now. Very important.
Yeah, yes.
Have you sent a copy to the White House?
It's actually, a copy does go to the
Library of Congress.
Congress.
So
Yeah, that's not the same. I don't feel like certain people there that will go to libraries in general.
Right. I was going to say that there may be a couple words in that book that might be out of range for someone.
That's funny. Yeah. No, that's a great and like we had this conversation back in December, but you didn't really go into the explanation. I was just like, all right, I'm curious to hear about this book. But yeah, what a great message to
Yeah, thank you. So to complete the story, I would feel terrible if I didn't mention the illustrator, Bonnie Papineau.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So when I contracted with Stillwater books to help me publish, had some suggestions for illustrators, but basically it was on me to find an illustrator.
Why did you decide not to illustrate it yourself? Because you said initially you were going to.
I had so many years to think about it, and I had such clear mental imagery
Mm-hmm.
that I decided I want this done right.
Yeah.
I am artistic.
Yeah.
I can draw whatever you need on the back of a placemat for my children
Sure.
in a restaurant.
Yeah.
But I wanted it done right. So we set upon searching for an illustrator, and believe it or not, she lives in our town.
Are you guys? I was gonna say the name sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Happen to- Are you guys from Plymouth?
From Falmouth.
Falmouth. Okay.
Yeah.
The Cape.
Yeah.
And-
I'm sure I've
and-
heard the name. So.
and it has been an amazing experience.
Yeah.
She's so talented and wonderful to work with. So to the point. We're working on another book.
So it'll be what, 19 more years? Or?
No.
He has a little more time on his
Yeah.
hands now, so hopefully he'll be a little quicker.
Yes.
So what do you? Because if you read this to your kid, or you were reading to your kids initially, that many years ago, they must be adults. Like, what do they think of it?
They all love it. I mean, you know, in our household, it was oh yeah, dad's book, dad's book. But now
It's like, oh, Dad's book.
exactly. So our oldest lives in Boston, and God bless her. She's trying to sell a copy to anyone with a pulse.
Nice.
My son. He likes it. He appreciates it. He knows that the main character is loosely based off of him, but that's about
Yeah.
all the emotion you're gonna get. And then our youngest, of course, she was far too young to remember, but she also is very artistic, and I know she's proud to see it finally come to fruition.
I'm just thinking if I named a character in a book after him, like, well, one of my kids, he'd be like, oh, that's awesome, blah blah blah. But my youngest would be like, oh, so my book, and I'd be like, your book.
Well, Toby's the middle child. So
Yeah.
I think he was flattered
Yeah.
and appreciated.
It kind of like ruins that whole middle child syndrome when you're the main character in the book.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
My youngest did the logo for the Plymouth General Store. And so now, like, anytime, like, we pop by or walk in, they'll be like, oh, so welcome to my store. And I'll be like, you drew the octopus. Calm down. Rein it in.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. But it's I mean, I'm guessing our kids would be like around the same age, and it's like really fascinating to see them kind of become adults and people, and
Absolutely.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm always like, wow, where'd you become such a nice person? It wasn't from me. Yeah. But so you said your youngest is artistic.
Yeah.
Do you have a plan to like work with them on a project, or are they just in maybe artistic and different?
Yeah. She first of all, she's at college.
Yeah.
And she's wrapped up in her own thing. She has a little side job doing graphic design.
Mm-hmm.
For UMass Dartmouth.
Oh,
She
nice.
actually makes
Yeah.
all the flyers and
Oh, that's
posters.
cool.
And
Yeah. And I'm good with that.
Yeah.
And she's an English major, and she's been writing books since she was little, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
So it's kind of,
At some
it's in the blood,
she might
you know?
get published.
Yeah. It's weird, like, because people be like, oh, it must be hereditary. I'm like, I don't really think it's hereditary. It's just like, like when you try to bond with your kid, like my youngest used to love to color, and instead of like going out and buying a coloring book, I'd be like, what do you want to color? And they'd be like, I want a duck or a dog or a bear or whatever. I'm like, all right. And I'd break out a piece of paper, and I'd, with a marker, I'd what's the bear doing? And all right. Yeah. And then I'd hand it to them, and then they would color. And it's like way more impactful than being like, here's a book I bought at the store,
Yeah. That's
great.
fantastic.
So, and I mean, you don't have to be the best at drawing anything to draw like a cartoon bear. And but then it got to the point where Zoe would be like looking over my shoulder, being like, all right, it's got 2 arms. I'm like, yeah, I know. And don't forget the hands. And like, I know. And ears. I know what a bear looks like. They haven't changed much, really. So
That's awesome.
But so does this relate back to being a doctor and something? Like, were you a pediatrician, or like what kind of? No. I can tell as soon as I said it, you're like, no.
I was a urologist.
Okay. So that has no relation. Yeah.
No, none.
Oh, that's funny.
Unless you really stretch your imagination and the male sexual dysfunction I treated. It would be nice to think that led to making some more children, but
Making more customers.
But
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
That's the only connection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. It's I find it really interesting when people like, I just found out that someone I've known kind of like in passing for a very long time, who's kind of like a local musician, owns a car dealership, and I was like, that guy? You could have told me he lives in his car, and I would have believed you.
Yeah, right.
And it's just I like when someone is successful doing one thing, but still finds the time to kind of cultivate their creative side, because I don't feel like enough people do that.
Right.
I can definitely relate. I've known so many physicians, surgeons especially, who lived to work.
Yeah.
I was never that way. I worked to live and support my hobbies for 30 years. I have been a self-taught woodworker. I built furniture.
Beautiful
and
furniture. Mhm.
Yeah.
You have the correct facial hair for a woodworker.
Thank you. gardening and,
Yeah.
and landscaping. That's a passion. Fish.
Fishing or like aquariums?
No.
Yeah.
I keep fish. In addition to the koi pond, my son and I built. At one time, I had a legit fish room, and I had 16 tanks running.
I am avoiding that addiction.
Good word.
Yeah, well, it's like I know who I am, and for the longest time I avoided buying vinyl records, and I just bought a couple, and I'm like, oh, here we go. But I've been watching. So we started doing like these terrarium nights at bars and stuff, and so our instructor's like, hey, I'm gonna have, we're expecting, and I'm like, hey, congratulations. So what's that? I don't want to stop the classes. They're really popular. So I started to go to a couple to kind of get a feel for it and understand how it works. And so I could kind of carry it on while, they're off, enjoying their newborn. And sure enough, like I caught the bug. And so I watched like these YouTube videos, and there's one guy, I'm really sorry, Maddie, Ants Canada. He owns an ant farm company, and was building his house and built in a 2-story room in his house that's the ant room with these elaborate ant farms. And then he added a 1,000-gallon, he calls it a paludarium. So it's got like a rain cycle, mist that comes in. It's got like 7 or 8 ant colonies and frogs and crickets and cockroaches and huntsman spiders, and it's just self-contained. Like he went away for like 3 weeks and just left it and came back, and everything was still alive and breeding and feeding each other. And
wow.
He added a caiman for a while. Then he built a 1,200-gallon one on the second floor and connected them through the floor.
Okay, Andy, you need to stop.
Yeah.
No.
And then they built a third one that is a wetland, so that's like half full of water and fish. That one's brand new, so there's not much to report about that. So.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, you should check it out. Ants Canada.
No, maybe you should not check.
Live vicariously through him.
That
It also like
that's impressive.
it spread leaks on him several times, and his dog went in and popped the doors when he wasn't around. And so then like the whole next episode's like, all right, what should I have in my and then trying to find everything, and the huntsman spider got out, and yeah, it was a whole thing.
That's intense. That puts my arboretum in a new light, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
Sorry, Maddie.
Stop complaining about that.
Maddie's like, I hate you. But no, it to me, this kind of like speaks to me, because that's the kind of creative I am. Like, I love to draw, but then I kind of got into podcasting, which is like a different kind of thing. And then creating this company and the events that we do is like scratching a different itch. And I love to cook, and that's a different itch. And like doing one thing sounds so boring to me. But having like 19 plates in the air and trying to keep them all up there, that's, trying to find the time to do everything. And
Well, that was the problem. Work was getting in the way of all of his hobbies.
yeah. So I just turned them all into work.
There you go.
And the funniest bit is I'm a big gamer. Like, I love Dungeons and Dragons. And so we run these events at breweries, and a lot of breweries are like, oh, can you run a D&D night for us? And I'm like, I kind of want to keep that for myself, so I have still a thing that's my hobby. And they're like, all right. And we were doing, I think, like dog bowl painting or something silly. Start talking to the people, and I was trying to like be like, oh, hey, we also do, a little self-promotion. And the guy in the couple's like, "Oh, you should run D&D nights," and I'm like, "Oh, for me, my hobby kind of thing." And he goes, "Oh, how often do you play?" I'm like, "Never." And he goes, "Yeah, but if you did it as part of your business, you could write off all your purchases." And I was like, I swore loudly, and he's like, "What?" I'm like, "I'm doing this professionally now." And we actually just ran one in Foxborough a couple nights ago.
Oh,
so
nice. How did it go?
Great. Yeah, we had a full table, and the brewery made money, and we made money, and everyone had fun. And one of the coolest things and this is the kind of thing that I love that happens spontaneously, and I would never plan, is like, so there were 1, 2, 3. There's 3, not couples, but pairs that came together, and 2 individuals. And at the end, someone's like, "This was super fun. We should all get together and play again." So like total strangers, they're like, "We're all friends now. Let's." And like our drawing group, like that's happened over years. But I'm like, that's what like building, and that's
right.
Inebri-art's a company, but it's more like community too, and meeting people.
Right.
Yeah,
That's great.
That's what I love about it. So,
cool.
do you have plans to promote your book? Like, are you gonna go do like readings or signings or?
Well, we're pretty new in the game, but Maddie has signed us up for several community fairs. We're going to do one tomorrow. In fact, at the West Warwick Civic Center.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Festival at West Warwick.
Spring
Civic Center.
Festival. Yeah.
Well, aren't they lucky that theirs is indoors? I had to spend all day today canceling mine because we had one in Cohasset and it's outdoors, and I'm like, just.
I'm with you. I thought half of me was frozen solid.
Yeah.
At the one I did this past weekend on Saturday in Westport. Ugh.
Yeah, that was another bad day.
It was horrid.
And it's tough, like, because we run them. I hate canceling them, but I'm just, at some point you're like, I don't want to waste everyone's time. I don't want people's, like, your stuff would get destroyed if it gets rained on.
Right.
I'm like, and at some point, is it just me being like, well, I don't want to refund your money, so I'm having it, And it's so usually people are pretty understanding, but sometimes you're like, hey, it's a little drizzly. I'm not going to cancel for a little drizzle, so it's such a fine line to.
Right.
Yeah.
Like 20 people showed up.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah. Maybe 20 people stop by. That said, I think I did pretty well. I sold five books.
That's a quarter of the people that show up. That's amazing.
From the other vendors coming over. And
that happens a lot. Yeah.
Four out of those five were to the other vendors. So I looked at it that the book was received well.
Yeah.
Several people commented on the title.
Well, the title's great. I mean, and that's what you really need it to be. Is like you need it to be like, what is that like?
Yeah. That thank
if
we
it
thought about changing it at one point.
Yeah.
Interrupt, but,
Oh no. It's fine.
And we're like, is it going to offend some people? Are people going to get upset about it? But then the more we thought about it, it's like it's the perfect title for the book.
Yeah,
if you know
it's the
story.
hook,
Right,
and because is it? What's the Neville? Right, Neville.
Yep.
If it's just like who's Neville's wife, you're like, who cares?
Yeah.
Like it could be the exact same story, but like that title, the cover is what sells it.
Yeah, and I personally love the title of it.
Yeah. And if anyone's gonna get offended, it's gonna be you.
I'm the hippo.
Yeah. That's I think when you told me the title, I'm like, you're coming on the podcast because this is. But we're having a we call it Small Press Expo in August, so you guys should definitely have to come.
Oh,
yeah,
sure,
We will,
sure.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are cool with hanging out at a brewery, right?
Yeah.
Considering I met you at one.
I was gonna say. I think we met you at one.
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, so it's to me that is one of the hardest thing for creative people to do. Is I've met some phenomenal musicians, phenomenal artists, and they just don't know how to kind of get the word out about themselves. And this is an entirely different skill set.
Right.
You know.
Right. That's why I was thrilled to even get your invitation for the podcast. Because I would have no idea how to go about it.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And we've had some really exciting guests, and people are like, how did you get them? I'm like, I asked. and people are always like, oh, how do you? I'm like, just ask. You know, the worst you're gonna get is a no. And now with like how connected we are, it's so easy. You can just send a email, and it's like you don't have that face-to-face pressure. If you're not comfortable with, just be like, hey, can I read my book at your store? Hang my paintings in your restaurant, whatever you're doing. Mm-hmm. It's so easy to kind of, and then there's like little tricks that you can like navigate the ask into, even if it's turned down, into something that's not necessarily being turned down. And so it's but that comes with, that's just learning the tricks.
Cool.
So, what is the next book? You want to give us a little hint, a little peek, or?
Well, one of my other passions is flowers.
Okay.
Believe it or not, particularly orchids.
Very hard to keep, from my understanding.
Not for him.
For normal people. Yeah.
Right. I have. I don't even know. 50 maybe.
Wow. Okay.
So it
I have a very sad fern.
No,
He's doing all right. Yeah.
She looks great.
Yeah,
Great.
she's doing all right.
Yeah.
Considering there's the only window in here is a piece of paper thumbtacked to the wall.
They have always fascinated me, not only because I just find them incredibly beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
but they are epiphytic, meaning they don't grow in the dirt.
Okay, like the air plant kind of thing.
In the wild, they grow on trees, etc. So the media that we keep them in is literally bark chunks,
Mm-hmm.
charcoal chunks, different products that they get from coconut husks.
Mm-hmm.
And they thrive.
It's like a hush environment
in that. So my next book is going to be with Toby again. Toby.
Your other kids are gonna be like,
We're here too.
why him?
Toby enjoys going to town with his dad. They walk past a flower shop, and he is enthralled with orchids, and then learns about them, and is just astonished at how something so beautiful can thrive and grow up in an environment that to us looks pretty barren,
Yeah.
and dismal, and the point there is when he's explained all of this, then the dad will say, you know, your mother is like this, because Maddie today is a beautiful orchid, but she had a rough beginning to life in a not so nice area.
Oh, that's very cool. Yeah, I like how you kind of tie that into like the
So I went from a hippo to a beautiful orchid.
Oh, okay, yeah.
My point and my endeavor in writing these books is that the kids not only enjoy it, but learn something that they can
and it's
keep
not
with them.
hitting them over the head with it either. You know,
right.
like it kind of slides it in.
Right.
I remember one of my, like I said, I'm a gamer, and I'm also a weekend dad. So when my kids were little, I would get board games because I'm like, oh, it's like $20 and we can play it every weekend, and you know, it's got bang for its buck, whatever. And one of my favorite games is Ticket to Ride, and you're building trains across the country. And the kids loved it, but it's also like, oh, that's where Boston. Oh, there's Miami, and like, it's like a little sliding, a little geography in,
right.
you know.
Exactly.
Right.
And that was kind of like my one rule, that they'd be like, oh, I'm going to build from here to here, and be like, from where to where, you know, like at least, you know, try to learn a little bit that way. And
that's ideal.
oh, it's super fun. It's very
either.
easy. So you have a map of the United States, and there's like train routes all across it, and then you get a ticket that's like San Francisco to Miami, and then you have to build your train across to complete that path to score points. But there's a limited number of paths, so if someone's trying to build, you know, Chicago to Atlanta, yeah, sure, and interrupts your path, now you have to like reroute. And I like it because there's literally 3 things that you can do. You can either draw a card, build a section of railway, or you can draw another ticket. That's it. And so it's very simple to learn. You know, I used to play with my kids, but like when I play with my friends, it's just as competitive, and
Right.
more swear words are thrown around because someone will realize where you're going and just build a random railroad in the middle just to block you. And
Sure,
yeah,
it helps them with geography as well.
yeah. I mean, I tell them where to go.
It seems you even draw them a map.
Yeah. You know, or at least point with one finger. Yeah, and I think one of my favorite things is always that kind of like, oh, this seems to be working and I didn't, but like we would play a game, me and the two kids, and if I won, they'd be like, well, can we play to see who came in second? Like they didn't really care about who won, they just wanted to keep playing the game. And that's when I'm like, that worked, that's perfect.
Yeah,
So
Perfect. Yep.
you know, a little trash talk too, you know. If they win, it's like, you're adopted. So, but yeah, no. Where can people go to get My Wife is a Hippopotamus?
It is.
Don't make them spell hippopotamus.com.
No.
Google puts it in. As soon as you put hippo,
Yeah.
it fills in the rest of it.
It's being offered on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
Also, barnesandnoble.com.
And yeah, you can catch us locally at different fairs and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're I'm not guaranteeing, but it sounds like they're going to be at Pages and Pints in August at Mayflower Brewery. Don't ask me what day it is because I don't remember off the top of my head.
Absolutely
But
going to
it's
be
a
there.
Sunday in August.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Perfect.
Cool.
We will be there.
Outstanding. Well, thanks, guys. This was fun.
This
was
was
you.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much,
This was
Andy.
great.
Yeah. When you finish your orchid book, you'll have to come back. And,
I will for sure.
I think were you guys? Did you guys sign up for one of our events this year?
No,
Yeah.
but we will.
Okay.
No.
Because I think that's how this started, and I'm like, oh, that's that's great. Sign up for some, but yeah.
We just got the list, and Maddie has reviewed it, and said there's a lot of good ones, but we haven't had the time to
Cool.
get together on it.
So you heard it here, listeners. They're going to be at all of them, so you should make sure you stop by all of our events. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, listener. We'll catch you guys again next week. Make sure you check out My Wife is a Hippopotamus.
Thank you so much.
And thanks for checking out the show today, listeners. If you enjoyed the content today, you can go over to patreon.com/Inebri-art to support the show. You can join over there for just a few dollars a month and help us provide this fun content that you just checked out. You can also email us at Inebri-art.com with your questions, complaints, and concerns, or you can find us on all social medias at Inebri-art or at Inebri-art6 on Instagram. And also don't forget to check out our other shows, Bar Talk Podcast, Old Colony Cast, Inebri-art, and all the other shows on the Inebri-art Network, which you can find at Inebri-art.com. Thanks again for listening.